Some cats never make it back home, but this one, he fought against all odds to survive. Not every cat story has a happy ending. Sometimes the most ordinary cats find themselves in extraordinary battles they never asked for. This is the heart-wrenching story of Biscuit, a cat who was just like any other until the unthinkable happened, and no one expected him to make it out alive. Biscuit had lived his entire life in a cozy corner of the city, the kind of neighborhood where nothing dramatic ever happened. He belonged to a small group of cats, their lives peaceful, routine, and predictable. Biscuit was known as the lazy one. He preferred napping in the sun over chasing mice or climbing fences. He had never been in a fight, never wandered far from home, and never had a reason to. But one day, that quiet, peaceful life came crashing down. The day started like any other, with Biscuit lounging by the old wooden porch. But in a flash, everything changed. A deafening roar split the air. A large, aggressive group of rival cats, territorial and fierce, had invaded the neighborhood. Biscuit froze. He wasn't a fighter, and now his home was under attack. The invaders stormed through the streets, claiming everything in their path. The other cats from Biscuit's neighborhood tried to fight back, but it was no use. They were outnumbered, and the rival gang was ruthless. Biscuit's heart pounded as he watched from the shadows. He wanted to help, but he had no idea how. He wasn't brave like the others. Suddenly, he heard a cry. His best friend, Pebble, a small and scrappy black cat, was caught in the chaos. She was surrounded. Biscuit's instinct was to run, to hide. But something deep inside him wouldn't let him. His heart told him to fight, even though every part of him was terrified. Without thinking, Biscuit charged in. He wasn't strong. He wasn't fast. He didn't know how to fight. But something had changed in him. He wasn't fighting for himself anymore. He was fighting for Pebble, for the friends he loved, for the home he thought he'd always have. But in the chaos, Biscuit got separated. He was knocked down, cornered, and eventually, he ran. He ran until his paws bled, further than he had ever gone before, until the world he knew disappeared behind him. Biscuit found himself in an unfamiliar place, miles away from the home he had once known. His body was bruised, his heart was broken, and he had no idea how to get back. Days turned into weeks. Biscuit scavenged what he could, sleeping in dark alleys and hiding from the dangers of the city. But the worst part wasn't the hunger or the cold. It was the fear that he would never see his friends again, that he had let them down, that maybe there wasn't a home left to return to. Just when Biscuit thought he couldn't go on, he heard it. A familiar sound in the distance. A soft, desperate meow. Pebble. It had to be her. He wasn't imagining it. Biscuit dragged his weary body toward the sound, his heart pounding with the last bit of hope he had left. And there, huddled in the corner of an abandoned building, was Pebble, wounded but alive. Against all odds, Biscuit had found his way back. But the journey wasn't over. Pebble was too weak to walk, and their home was still far away. Biscuit knew what he had to do. He had run away once, but this time, he wouldn't leave anyone behind. He carried Pebble on his back, step by painful step, through the streets, over fences, across fields, until after what felt like an eternity, they finally made it home. The neighborhood was different now, quieter. The rival gang had moved on, but the scars they left behind remained. Biscuit wasn't the same either. He had come back a different cat, one who had fought, who had lost, but who had also found a strength he never knew he had. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button and join us for more incredible tales of survival, friendship, and the power of love. Don't miss out on the next heartwarming story from Meow Magic, where every cat has a story worth telling.